Welcome to the Love and Victory Show with Val, where we will bring you candid conversation. In each conversation, we will talk about real life ups and downs while tackling unresolved matters. We will also unmask issues and truly speak straightforward and candid about our needs and brokenness, while allowing ourselves to exhale so that we can become victorious. This is a place where you can be open to the possibilities of living life in abundance while gaining tools to become bold and complete. So let's get to it.
We are back. Hey guys, how y'all doing out there? Y'all ready to get this show going? Well, we're all set. We stepped off. We went to the ladies' room. We powdered our nose, and the gent did what he did. And now we're back. It's time for this candid conversation. And the candid conversation today is taking control or losing control.
Taking control or losing control?
Yes.
You can take control and lose control at the same time?
Well, we're going to talk about it.
Mm.
You can.
Mm.
You can either lose, you can take. We're gonna dig into that.
Oh my.
Okay, let's go. It's time for the intro. We're going to introduce our people. Brother Carter,
man.
Nobody can do it better than you.
All right.
Okay, come on, bring them to the stage. Here you go. He's so
back
serious.
by popular demand.
Okay.
Two of our very lovely.
You can't. It's all in the.
I know the drum roll is
But
in
it's gonna hear.
in the. I know.
Oh,
It was in the part of the
Okay, but you
introduction.
can't do it.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
All right. Well, they come back again. They've been asked to come back again and again and again because they are so lively. They have passion behind our topics, should I say?
Mm-hmm.
So back by popular demand, I have to my near left, very beautiful. Look at that smile on her face.
She is so beautiful. Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
Coach Bree, good morning. How you doing?
I am doing great. I'm about
Doing
to get
great?
in my business.
All right. But, look over there and introduce yourself. Tell the people a little bit about yourself, if
All
you will.
right. Well, hello, people. I am Coach Bree. I am a certified mindset coach, wife, mother, Army veteran. I am a podcast host for Refine Podcast.
Mhm.
Tap in.
Did you say you're a veteran?
I am. I'm an Army vet.
All right. All right.
I
Yes.
said who? Yeah, and I love everything about the mindset. I love my family. I love God.
Mhm.
And I use my platform to bring people closer to Him. That's what it's
Okay.
for.
Amen.
Yes, y'all get ready for this,
That's
Coach.
Coach Bree right
That's
there.
Coach Bree.
Where did you serve?
So we were at Fort Hood, which is now Fort Cavazos.
They changed the name?
Yeah.
What you say? All right.
It's still
all right.
Fort Hood to me.
Yes, yeah.
But yes, both my husband and I served.
Good for you.
Yes,
Thank you for your service.
Thank
I
you
can
for
say
your
that.
support.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I served as well. So
Yeah.
Which,
101st Airborne Division.
oh wow!
All
Is
right.
that what my mama was?
Screaming Eagle.
My mom was there. My mom.
She was at
served
Fort Campbell.
She served 25 years and she just retired last January.
Well, y'all got a
wow.
whole family of Army folks.
Oh,
yeah.
All
my
right
dad.
then.
All of them.
Yes.
All of them.
All right.
Shout out to you, mama.
All right. And we also have another one back by popular demand. Look at her. She's so beautiful as well.
She ready.
I told you this show is a beautiful show. And they have me also. So
Yeah.
either way, Alyia
Yes.
Allen.
Hi.
Hey, Alyia Allen, how you doing?
Good.
Tell the people about yourself.
My name is Alyia.
Mhm.
I am a top fan of the Love and Victory Show.
Come on now.
Did you
She's a top
heard what she
fan.
said? She a top fan.
I actually work for Miss Valerie Carter. I run on a day-to-day basis a medical lab, and I oversee and supervise a medical practice.
Mhm.
And she is cold with it. I tell you, I'm just so grateful. But that's not the reason she's on the show.
What's the reason she
The
on the
reason
show?
she's on the show is because I love her perspective. She is a avid
Mhm.
podcaster
Yeah,
and
listener.
to YouTuber. So she has a broad perspective on all things from all people.
Mhm.
And when I started this, she was actually one of the very first people when we started this journey. And
Mhm.
she's still with me, and she really does sit behind the scenes. She doesn't miss a show.
Yeah,
And
amen.
so that means everything to me.
All
Welcome
right.
back.
We want before you gonna
Do the acronym. We gotta
acronym.
keep-
Before you do the acronym, I want to show y'all faces. And we have Anna and we have I like to call her Gracie.
Ever since Brother Carter added me on Facebook and saw my middle name, he just calls me by my middle name.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with it.
So Anna, say hello to the people.
Oh, hello.
All right.
I'm beautiful Coach Gina. How are you guys?
All
She said
right. She said
beautiful.
beautiful.
She's
I
beautiful.
love it. I
All right,
love
all
it. I
right.
love it.
And
Anna-
Abigail.
Anna deals with all things for our L&V nonprofit.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
she's awesome at that. And then I'm Abigail. Y'all probably recognize my voice. I do all things radio.
Uh-huh.
I'm the media coordinator. So it's good to see you guys.
All right. And I'm Brother Carter, your co-host, the best co-host in America. And we have our host,
Ooh.
the one and only, the vivacious one, the very beautiful one, Miss Val.
Hello.
That's
Let's
what
get
the
this.
drum roll needed to be.
That's what I'm saying. Over here. And let's get this show because I want to get as much of this conversation in because we're talking. It's so important that you have to take control, or are you going to be that person losing control all the time? And I really want to dig into this conversation.
All
And
right.
don't forget, we're on the LV with Val radio station. Download the LV with Val app. Don't forget.
Don't forget.
Don't get it twisted.
Yo, come on now. And please put your comments in. It's so important because we want to hear from you guys and we
And
will
questions.
read out and your questions and we want to read off on that.
Yes. So now it's time for our acronym.
That's how you get your shout out in.
That's right. Now it's time for our acronym of the day. Now the acronym is to kind of set the tone for today's conversation. Of course, we're talking about taking control or losing control. And our word of the day is manipulate. Manipulate.
Yes.
M is for meticulous.
Fitting.
M is for meticulous, diligent and thorough in attention to detail. A is for amenable, open to suggestion. N is for natural, arising from nature, not artificial or manufactured. I is for infallible, incapable of mistakes or errors. P is for problematic, may cause problems going forward. U is for usable, capable of being utilized. L is for laboring, working or moving with difficulty. A is for assertive, confident and self-assured in expressing one's views or needs. T is for tactful, diplomatic, able to convey criticism without hurting others. E is for exemplary, setting a great example or serving as a model for others.
Wow. When I tell you this conversation is just good. When you guys heard the title of the show, we love to ask that question. Because Bree been saying we all gonna get all in her business this morning. But when you heard that title, Coach Bree, what did you think of?
Oh goodness, I thought of to get into my business, but I think that's something that we struggle with, and when we're always wanting to operate in control, we can't fully allow God to do what He's going to do in our lives. So that's what I thought immediately, because I'm actually hand raised, struggling with that right now.
Okay.
So I thought that, oh goodness, it's going to be some talk therapy, but it's also going to be helping others realize that we have to start to relinquish that control to really allow God to move the way He's going to move.
Oh, come on now. And I love that. Oh, this would be a good conversation. And Alyia, when you heard the title, what did you think? Because we don't give them, the guests on the show, all they get is a title.
Right.
Because we really want to have a candid conversation. So no one is prepared. There is nothing it's not going to be fake. It's going to be in real time exactly how they feel and what their thought is on the conversation. So when you heard that, what did you think?
I honestly thought of just being human. I've entered a new role of being a supervisor, and there's been times within these past 2 weeks I've called Miss Carter on some occasions because I did lose control, or I felt like I was about to lose control. And I think this topic just made me realize we're all human.
Yes.
Like there's going to be times that we may feel like we're losing. There's going to be times where we may feel like we're not. So I just felt like I need to come in being candid, honest about that I'm only human, and sometimes I do lose. Sometimes I do not. So
yeah. Now y'all see, this is why this conversation, because they're going to be authentically honest. They're going to be who they are. They're going to bring their feelings, their emotions to the table. And y'all know Coach Carter, Brother Carter, and myself are going to be real with you. So we want your comments, and we're going to just get this party going. So I'm going to ask this question. I'm going to start off with, are you the type of person that need to be in control in all situations, or are you the kind of person that kind of go along with? You're a go along kind of person. Just go with the flow.
Are you asking me first?
I'm asking you first.
I'm the person that needs to be in control.
Mhm.
I do not know how to just go along with the flow of things.
Mhm.
I don't think I've ever really known how to just go with the flow. Now, my husband, he's very good with the flow.
Mhm.
Me, it's I 10 by 10. What's the time? What's this? What's that?
This is gonna be a
So,
this
I'm
gonna be.
gonna pull a Dr. Jackie right now.
Oh. Wait! Look, not yet, brother. Hold it for 1 second. Hold it for 1 second. Hold it for 1 second. This is gonna be a. This is getting ready to be a. This is getting ready to be a conversation. When I tell y'all, because this is so funny, I want to ask your thought. What type of person are you on that?
I agree. I have to be in control. I honestly feel like I was brought up to where I may have a superior. I will respect my superior unless I feel like the superior is trying to be disrespectful, and this just goes for like my daily life. I feel like I do have to be in some type of control. It's not because I'm a Black woman.
No, but that's okay. Don't make it.
I don't have a strong
don't clean it up. Don't clean it up. Okay. So now
I'm trying to get in my head.
So now I'm gonna come over here. It's so funny that this is gonna be a really good conversation because I am a person and I am evolving from what that control thing looks like. So I am see, brother. Jesus. Okay, I am a person that also need to have some type of control over my being. And so I don't necessarily know if it has to do with trying to control other people, but having some control over my being. And some of that has to do with, whether it's a character flaw, or if it's just something in my DNA, or if it's something that has happened to me traumatically, that makes that triggers that thing off. And so when I see that control thing kind of going to the left, I have to dial back and kind of get off. I need to push back and get off of that, out of that space with that person on the phone, because I don't want to say or do something that I can't take back. Right. And so most of the time it has nothing to do with the individual. It has everything to do with me. And so now that I am growing in that, I recognize it more, so I'm able to react to it. So better.
The question is, do you have a problem with control? What was the question?
I just said that. I just said yes, I do.
You did a whole explanation.
See,
but you did not just say like Coach Breed said. I have to have control.
See, that was you. You tried. Here we go. We are not going to argue early. Just so what I'm saying is, I gave my explanation. I said yes, and then I said why, and kind of what I thought kind of triggers that off. So yes, I am. And am I the type of person?
Are you a controlling person?
No. Are you?
No. That's a Black woman's thing.
Oh, that is so sexy. See,
y'all have to have control.
That's why I made that statement and said it's not.
See, that's
you're canceled, Brother Carter.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No.
See, that was a trigger. See, that was Dr. Jackie. That's why he said. That's why he's trying to throw fire on the coals.
No. I was just kidding. I just wanted to play with Dr. Jackie on that for a second.
Can I say something
Sure.
to what you said?
Yes.
A lot of the time when you're in a situation where you had no control, what you were saying, that's why it's a trigger.
Yes.
But it's a defense mechanism.
Yes.
Because you've been in a place where you had no control at all. So now your mind is saying you
fight or
have
flight.
to have control now. And sometimes we just go overboard with wanting to have control.
Yes.
So that's really good that you said that.
Well, I think a lot of times people that are not that type of person, people or whatever, they don't understand. I think the growth comes when you recognize that thing that's in you. And I just love the Love and Victory show. I have grown so much because I recognize those certain things when they're flaring up, but I'm also honest about it. People
when you're in a leadership position and you have this thing about having control of everything, doesn't that reflect on you having control over people or do you lose control when you don't feel like They're
No.
I'm trying.
I know what you're saying.
I'm trying to make some sense out of this, but it's not coming out right.
But I understand exactly what you're saying. No, for me, as a leader, I'm going to speak for a leader. As a leader, you still have decisions and things you have to that you have to do. So at the end of the day, whatever decisions are made, you're responsible for the final decision.
Right.
So as a leader, I have to be able to say, okay, I may not agree with that, what you project or what you're discussing. You may have a reason that you want to continue talking about that, or you feel like this is the best decision.
Yeah.
When that disagreement comes, it's not good to push back on a person that is responsible for the final outcome.
Correct.
You have to take that off the table and then come back to it.
Yeah.
And the reason it's so funny that this is coming up, Anna has, if you don't mind, Anna is one of my, I love her to death, but she is a me in so many ways. We have so much in common till sometime, and Anna, you don't mind, right?
No.
Okay. I think in some time, because we're so much alike, sometime that thing, because she wants to get something done. I want something done, and she wants to do it well for me. And I'm not always available. And Alyia like that too, quiet as a kept. And so they want me right then to give them an answer right then. And when it's a lot of stuff coming at me at one time, plus what I'm dealing with, it's not a good time. So you have to kind of allow me to pump my brakes so that I can give you a good answer. And I'm not just reacting to an emotion at that time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's good.
You understand what I'm saying?
As a leader, sometimes I think, and I'm speaking for myself, as a leader, you have an idea how you want things to flow, how you want things to be. And if your subordinate is not carrying it out in the vision that I have in my mind, I've lost control. I need you to, that's how I'm trying to control how the narrative, I know how I see it need to be done, but letting go and allowing you to do accomplish it in the manner in which you can.
Right.
That's where I lose control or something.
And it makes sense because I'm in a leadership role, and when I first started out, wanting to have so much control is rooted in a fear. And when it comes to leadership, it's fear of failure. Because at the end of the day, if something fails in my department, they're not going directly to my team. It's Brianna, what happened? So if I'm not managing or leading properly, now I'm afraid because X, Y, Z, and that's how people micromanage. And you micromanage because you do not trust. That's why people micromanage. And since they're coming to me, you have to make sure everything is exactly how it's supposed to be. So to your point, leaders tend to want to harbor a lot of control because of fear.
And there's different type of leaders too, because I am a leader that overthinks.
Yeah.
So because I overthink, I'm constantly trying to think of the next step. Meanwhile, I think Miss Carter is not much of an overthinker. You can turn it off and turn it on in your mind, but you make resolutions very quickly and easy. For me, I have to ponder on it. And like Mr. Lawrence said, if I think about something and it doesn't go my way, it's kind of like I need everybody to agree with my way. So that's something I'm working on too.
I think, and it's so good. And this conversation is definitely not going where I thought it was going to go. And so I'm really glad we're having the conversation because we're dealing with professionals,
right?
You know, and the control it's not even about controlling, because I have an amazing team where I can just let them do it. And I'm not really worried about needing to know every piece of detail, because I don't really care about that. My thing is that when I'm having to make a decision and I haven't had enough time and I got a lot of other things to really kind of go over what it is and process it through, it's better to not just press. For me, give me a moment, because I want to make sure I'm able to cover you as well as the cover.
Yeah, it's got to be exhausting, I believe. To have a team and you want to control the narrative on how everything go. Why do you have a team?
Right.
If you're going to have control over everything they do, you give a directive, and you allow your team, you should have enough faith or trust in your team that they can accomplish the goals in which you put forward.
Yeah.
But
But
when
I do think that there are
hover,
some things that they need answers from you to be able to
True.
move forward and say it just depends on because I don't and that's everybody.
yeah,
I think that the team needs something from you because they are capable of doing what you need them to do.
Right.
But there are going to be questions and decisions that have to be made that they need to get your feedback.
right, and then
And-
that's a whole totally different what I'm talking about.
Oh.
I'm talking about the manager that have to hover over
Oh,
the
micromanaging.
individuals
Yeah.
and tell them how to do this, that, and other. If you're gonna tell everybody how to do it, you told them what to do. Now you want to tell them how to do it. You may as well do it yourself.
That's
in my
true.
opinion.
That's true.
Well, training is important though because
Yeah.
like, you got to be able to
That's- yeah.
show them
Right.
Mhm.
this is what I need.
That's
to do.
different. You know,
Yeah.
when you're training, that's different. But
What-
when you standing over them all the time, and
No.
that's showing you don't have no faith.
Well,
in
that
them.
has to do with you.
I
They
think
they
Abby
they got
had
their
something.
hands going over here. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I wanted to kind of contribute to that too, because as a leader, you know, I can kind of relate to that too. Like I'm like, I've done it my way and I need it to be done my way. But something that I've realized too, and I'm going to read a comment that kind of ties into this as well, is I start to get decision fatigue where I'm like, I've made so many decisions, my own decisions for other people that in my personal life,
Mhm.
I'm very go with the flow. I don't even like when it comes to social things, I let other people make the plans. And I'm like, just tell me when to be there, give me the address and I'll be there.
Yes.
Kind of thing. And that's kind of what LaToya Williams on here said.
That's my sister.
Hey.
She said, at work, I have to be in control, boss mode always. But in home life, I want to let the rope go
Yes.
in some sort. I want to make less decisions for events and have a man run the household.
Come
Oh,
on.
I want to be able to be in my feminine energy with my significant other. I want to have a balance.
Come
That's
on
so
now. Oh my God. That
good.
oh, can you read that one more time?
One more time.
Right.
One more
Yes.
For the
time. One
people
more
in the
time.
back.
That was excellent.
The
Yeah.
second one, yeah. She said, I want to be able to be in my feminine energy with my significant other. I want to have a balance.
That
Yeah,
is so true
balance.
because your brain literally is on overload.
Yeah.
And because you're in boss mode. I love that. You're in boss mode so much.
Mhm.
So when you finally retreat
Mhm.
to your home life, or whatever, you don't want to make decisions. I just
Mhm.
want to just go.
Feminine energy.
But it's
Yes,
it's
I
a
love
thin
that.
line between that transition though, because your mind is always focused on being the boss. And
Yeah.
then when you come home, you still have that mindset. And I appreciate her putting
I'm
that
sure when you're an
comment up
entrepreneur.
there.
Yeah, that was excellent.
Yeah.
That was real
That's
good.
Yeah, that was
All
You
right,
need to
then.
find your balance.
Yeah.
Anna, you want to say something? I see her, but she's leaning in. Come on,
Mhm.
darling.
I said you need to find your balance because I struggled with having to have control, and when I was in that mind space, I was like always rushing for things,
Mhm.
worrying, like,
Mhm.
oh my gosh, this is not going to happen or anything. When I was trying to take too much control,
Mhm.
and then when I started realizing, okay, this is affecting me because then I'm not allowing what God wants to put in my life in my life.
Mhm.
I was like, okay, I'm gonna let go. I'm gonna change my mind. I'm gonna reframe myself.
Mhm.
And then things just started
To flow.
opening up. Yeah,
Yes.
it'll flow so much better in my life. And
Yeah.
it's been very, very happy the last
Mhm.
3 years.
Mhm.
Like it's so much better when you find that balance between taking the control and letting the flow.
Let it
letting the
flow. Let
over
it
your
go.
life.
I think that's so
Mhm.
good.
Lanita said something too. She said,
Hey, baby.
trust your team and everyone does not respond the same way. Give
Right.
directive, get the goal accomplished. If bad results, then reflect on it.
Yes.
That's
That's very good. I think a lot of times what
Girl, you sound just like your daddy.
you know what he just wants y'all to know that his daughter is online. Our daughter is online, always dropping them gems. So let's dig a little more in our personal life. We're on the surface here. I guess it's not surface because work is important because that's how we live. That's how we pay our bills.
Yeah. Control is control.
Yes, but I really want to kind of talk about those in our personal life. Let's talk about relationships. Let's talk about how that's impacting either us in a relationship or us being achieving a successful relationship. So, with that being said, Bria, I am so connected to your eyes. I've been calling on you for
I'm gonna try to look
2
away.
weeks.
Last
for
week.
2 weeks,
2 weeks.
literally, and I don't know why the Holy Spirit have me calling on you so much, but I want you to talk about that. Give me that feedback.
Relationships.
Mm-hmm.
I think the first relationship that's impacted is my relationship with God.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because I know that I'm supposed to move out of the way
Mhm.
and allow him to take full control.
Mhm.
But there's a small bit of lack of trust there
Mhm.
where you're just like, I understand that I'm supposed to trust you 100%,
Mhm.
but I'm afraid.
Mm.
And because I'm afraid, I can't trust you 100%.
Mm.
But the downside is that if I'm not trusting 100% and surrendering and releasing the control, I'm probably missing out on so many other things that he has for me.
Mhm.
So that's
Or
the
delaying,
biggest.
because what God,
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer that what God has for us, He has
Yes.
for us, and it's gonna come.
Right.
You know, we slow the road sometimes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe you're delaying what He has for you.
It may be a delay, but it's also a lot of it seems like disobedience.
Yeah, well, it is disobedient. It is.
Like,
it is.
you need to do X, Y, and Z. But I said earlier that it's fear. I'm honest. I'm afraid to just
let go
Yeah.
and
let it go.
Let it go. Well,
It's hard for people to see how to let go. I know that's sound like a cliche, let go and let God.
Yeah.
That's difficult for a lot of people. I ain't gonna say everyone.
Yeah.
But it is a difficult task. We believe in God, yes. We have faith, yes, we have that.
Mhm.
But do we have a certain level of, I guess you would say it's, I ain't gonna say unbelief, but a lack of just giving all trust
Well,
over.
it is I mean, I'm going to go ahead and say it. It is a lack of unbelief, because if you truly believe what you're saying, what you
Mhm.
believe, you will let go. And it's just kind of like trusting that I know if I fall back, you got my back.
Mhm.
But in my mind, part of that control is, suppose he don't catch him. Maybe he's not paying attention. So that you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know God got us. I know
Mhm.
He got me. But suppose it's one time.
Yeah.
You know, that's a
and
control thing.
maybe you saying the wrong words, maybe.
It's possible.
Maybe
Mhm.
you're saying the wrong words as far as trust is concerned. Maybe you do trust, but you still have this something inside of you telling you to do something,
Mm.
maybe contrary to what you believe God is telling you to do.
Ooh, that's good.
Yep.
And so it may be what God is telling you to do, but you thinking it's contrary to Him. So you calling yourself doubtful or fearful.
Mm.
Then you actually might be walking in the very steps He wants you to walk.
Right.
There is. I think there's still a lot of healing that has to take place when you are trying to get over the lack of
Yes.
control. And I think there are certain situations where you are supposed to be in control of your environment
Right.
and your situation.
Yeah.
But in other ways, just letting it go creates a completely different result.
Mhm.
So,
Well, I'm gonna turn this over
Because
to.
I don't know what that letting go means myself personally.
I'm coming back to you, Brother Carter, because we're gonna dig on that a little bit more. So, Alyia, same question.
Okay, so I'll get a little bit personal.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I actually just had this conversation with my dad
Mhm.
not too long ago. I do feel like in relationships, I may be a little bit more in control, but I do feel like that has to do with how I was raised. I'm the only child, so I was raised to think independently, do everything independently. It can be a man's job, but I was just taught, if my dad is not around, I got to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have siblings. I'm not close with many family members. So that's just how I was brought up. So in situations when I'm in relationships, if it's something that maybe is a man's job, I tend to probably do it.
yeah.
And I'm trying to, according to my dad, I have to, step into my feminine energy and let the man lead. And sometimes I don't trust the man fully if I know I can do it maybe quicker or better because of how I was taught.
Well, that goes back to how we raise our children. And so I'm guilty of that, but I'm a product of that. I was raised to, and one, I did not want to let my parents down. And then I watched my mom live and work and do a certain way. And then I watched my dad, some of his characteristics and what he did. And then I also knew that I needed to figure it out.
Right.
And so in figuring it out, it made for a difficult place when I'm saying to my husband, I need him to do this, but then I want to jump on it and tell him how to do it.
Exactly.
And so you have to find that balance and that trust. And for me, it's a constant journey. I'm even 45 years later, I'm still going through that journey. And so all I can say to anyone that's out there listening, that are you guys that are hearing it, it's a daily
process.
It's a daily process. And part of that has to do with when you were at some point in your life, you got to figure out where you were let down, where that disappointment came from, and try to work through that part. And that's where I'm at, working through that part.
Yeah. Can I say something to what
Sure.
Alyia said? So my mom was a single mother early on in our childhood. So over the years, just watching her be independent and just do everything, like be mom and dad, I grew up like, oh yeah, I got that.
I got that.
So in my marriage, and it's changed because I've been working on it daily. If he doesn't do something, I'm like, all right, I got it. But I can't do that because if he is the leader of our household, he has to be the leader of the household. So it is a struggle, but it's possible to just take the step back and say, you know what? God first, but husband, you're the leader. You got this. So now I have to just trust in your decisions. We communicate, and it's changed a lot because now I'm not stopping him from being the man.
I think that part is so important, but I also think it's a constant thing that you have to work within yourself.
Yes.
And when you see that thing triggering and coming up, be mindful of it.
Absolutely.
Because it's still there until it's not there. And so because
so when you need something done, do you like hubby don't move soon as you say it?
Okay,
I need this done, and he's gonna do it at his pace, of course. So do you lose control when he don't move instantaneously to your request?
Why are you laughing?
Well, yeah.
Come on, Coach Bree. Help me. Come on, Coach Bree.
I've gotten better.
I'm trying to get the younger perspective of the older Valerie here.
So it depends on how long it lasts.
Okay.
So now if I ask and like weeks go by, I'm just like, okay, at this point I got it.
Oh, you can wait a week.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
But if
you talk about taking some anxiety medicine.
but I think men are just wired differently because sometimes he'll do it, but it's at his own time. In my mind, it's right now.
Right.
I'm asking.
I asked,
okay, this is the struggle.
Right now.
Oh, since he put me out there, here's the struggle that I have. I don't ask very much, but when I ask, I need.
Yeah.
And I'm in need of it. So for you to want to just kind of sit back on the lawn, I'm gonna get to it when I get to it. That's like a whole nother trigger. That's a whole nother.
It riles you up.
Oh my God!
You know, I never heard.
I'll do
it. Exactly.
When I was growing up, we didn't hear the word trigger, but this word is just out there now. So,
okay, so
where did these triggers come from?
Well, we're here. They just didn't know it. So here
start shooting this.
I ain't shoot. Okay, so here's the thing. It's not that, and I'm coming to you, Abigail. It's not that it's a emotion that it's kind of you're sitting back on something that I'm saying I need. I need your help with this. I need. And if you say I need, I'm there. And he'll do it, but it's kind of like if I'm saying I need, because most of the time I'm not a needy person.
Yeah. If you're talking about, calling somebody about something, I think you expect me to, as soon as you said, grab the phone and start
I think
calling.
you
know.
When you do make statements, it's right then and there.
And
it's literally in the moment.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna get to it. I'm not gonna call this person right now.
Next, moving on to Abigail. Yes, ma'am. Let's go with that questions over here. They try to play over here.
There are some comments that I want to read off.
Okay.
3 of them. So one from Latoya Williams. She says, being dependent can cause disappointment and it's hard. Working through my journey as well.
Yes.
Right.
Tasha says, child, as old as I am, I'm still struggling with letting my husband have control in the house. He just don't do it like I do. And then Lanita said, I was brought up to figure it out. So it hinders your feminine energy.
Exactly.
So letting that go and letting a man lead. So I'm in the clouds and loving it. And something I saw on TikTok when you guys were talking about, like, when you ask a man to do something and he goes, oh, I'll get to it later.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this TikTok that because men and women think differently,
Mm-hmm.
instead of asking them to do it, men like to problem solve. So you have to present them with a problem. So instead of saying, hey, can you fix something? Can you fix we'll just say the toilet. Can you fix the toilet? He doesn't want to do it because he's being asked to do it. But if you sit there kind of almost like a damsel in distress. And
Girl, that's true. I don't have the energy for
independent
it.
women don't want to do
I don't
that.
have the-
Wait. As the only man on this show, I'm not going to allow this.
This is just across the board. She said if you present a problem like, man, the toilet's not flushing right. Like,
Do you
it's
think
really,
you can figure it out?
no, you can't even ask them. You have to make them think it's their idea.
Yeah.
You have to feed their ego.
Whoever that person is,
I'm just saying.
because I don't have the energy, nor do I have the patience or the time that I'm supposed to sit up and go and like, oh, I think our toilet's not working. Is there any way, honey, you can go in there and check it?
No.
The toilet ain't working.
Fix it.
Yeah. Do you need to call
agree,
them right
I agree
now?
with Abigail.
I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying, and even in our meetings here at the Love and Victor Show, we talk about communication styles and how to adapt to someone else's communication. And I think that's a way that you can feed a man's ego enough to be in your feminine energy and be like, oh my gosh, it's not working.
Girl, let me just tell y'all.
And she's saying it in a very dramatic way, but you don't have to be as dramatic as she's being.
Right.
But
Honey, let
she's
me
talking about being into your feminine energy. And I think often when you meeting a man,
Okay, so that
when you're meeting a man and your masculinity, you match.
Okay.
You trying to meet me in a masculinity kind of way.
So y'all
and
need
so
to
now
dial that down and ask nicely.
that's good,
I think
Abigail. I
think that's why a lot of men have this problem with their like long-term relationships. They
Yeah.
say like, oh, she treats me like she's my mom.
Mm.
And it's because if you're asking, hey, do this, hey, like you ask him to do chores rather than presenting an issue for him to solve and step up and be a man, like, I'm going to solve this for you.
Well, first of all, when that's two-sided, because you done came in and said we acting like we want like mom. The other part of that is when the man is expecting the wife to be the mom, go in there and cook and well, I'm not gonna say all that, but you know what I'm saying. So for me, I think it's just I do pretty good. Okay, what I need to work on.
So this is the difference, I believe, in a good marriage.
We don't have
that a woman is married to a very patient man.
It's so important.
Man, I think it's very important. A man that's not caught up in his ego as so much.
Right.
A man that knows he's a man regardless of what circumstances or conditions come around him. He knows he's a man at the end of the day. And so when you don't have that, you have this not so a man.
Yeah. And
trying to prove he's a man to a woman that's coming at him like she thinks she's a man.
Oh.
And so am I making sense?
That makes sense. So you have to be very careful with that because and I love how you broke that down.
Because there's a lot of women out there, and I don't want to put on black women because all the women all over the world stepping up these days. And they y'all have been in position of authority.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. And it's not our fault. And that's what I'm trying to express. It's not I was raised this way. I don't have siblings. I didn't have many people to call them but my parents. So I was taught when we're not around as parents, this is what you do. So when a man is maybe in the moment of figuring out something and I know how to do it, I do have the tendency I can do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which I'm trying to back up from doing.
But that's good you recognize it and you know and you can back up on that.
I think that the good part is in anything that you do when you recognize that there is something there that maybe is not healthy, that you're conscious of it. So when those things rise up, you're able to say, okay, I see it coming again. I need to be conscious and try to dial that back or communicate what's going on.
Just on behalf of, we're going to a break, on behalf of the men out there that have their women, their woman or whatever, that step to them as though they are equal to him, What can I say to those things?
Yeah. Well, I don't think
We're
it's-
going to talk about that when we come back.
I
from
don't
the
think
break.
we're going to take a break. Just 1 second. I don't think a woman is stepping. Well, there are some, but I don't think it's about stepping to the man as if they're equal to him. I think the woman has to learn to find more of a softer approach
Right.
when communicating with a man.
When you communicating
so-
in a rough exterior toward a man, you're a man.
Yes.
Then you stepping to him as though you're a man as well.
Well,
So
I think-
that's the way he's going to take it.
I know, but I think what I want to give it something a little better, kind of polish it up a little bit.
Control go both ways.
Yes. And so I think what a woman has to do is
Mhm.
really, it's all about communication.
Mhm.
And we have to find that communication balance. And then also the man needs to also hear that when a woman is saying she's needing something, especially if that's your mate, your significant other, if she's saying she needs something,
Mhm.
don't just kind of sit back.
Don't brush it off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just at least acknowledge it. And if there is some communication that I'm going to work toward doing it at this period of time, or let me finish it, then I think it won't be a problem.
Okay.
So it's
We're
time for a
gonna
little
talk
break,
more
and
on
we're
these
coming
things.
right
Yes,
back.
we're going to go to a quick break. You guys can leave your questions there in the comments. We're going to come back with a Q&A segment.
Oh, because they got them out here.
That's right.
All righty, we are back. Come on, Abigail, what's going on?
Yes, so we have a few quick shout outs for you guys.
Are you on?
There
Right,
we
there
are.
you go. There you
We
go.
have a few quick shout outs for you guys. As you know, we started the Love and Victory Show to kind of help promote our nonprofit Alyia Enterprise Resources, Inc. We have an event coming up. I'll be quiet. You can just listen to this quick video that we have talking about our upcoming event.
Mhm.
Come join us for some Valentine's Day jewelry shopping. Whether you're shopping for a loved one or treating yourself, come shop at Kendra Scott City Center on Saturday, February 10th from 3 to 6 p.m. here in Houston, Texas. All purchases made during this time will help support L&V Enterprise Resources, Inc. in our 2024 initiatives. You're not located in Houston? No worries. An online code will be available. For more details or to make a donation, please visit lverinc.com.
Just that.
Yes.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah, I see how God is doing. God is working.
So if you're able to come in person, that's awesome. But we will be posting a online code that's available for a couple of days if you're out of town or if you just can't make it, and help support L&V.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
I want to give a shout out to the team that put this together also. You know,
Mhm.
you guys did a great job with teaming up with Kendra Scott.
Yes.
And
yes.
so, man,
Yeah.
all the applause
Okay. Well,
deserved.
Where's our
Thank you.
applause? Yes, that's huge.
Yes.
Yeah, that's huge. You know, I have to give credit where credit is due.
Mm.
Anna has come in here and
Change the game. You're a
Change.
game
She's
changer.
a game changer. And I tell you, you guys just keep watching because there's so
Mhm.
much going on, because she really believes she has the vision for L&V, and she is doing it. And we appreciate you so much.
Amen.
See you
Amen.
guys.
Amen.
Love being here.
Mhm.
All right.
Awesome. And then along with our nonprofit, of course, we have our radio show that you're listening to right now, the Love and Victory Show with Val.
Mhm.
Along with the Love and Victory Show with Val, other shows that we have here on our station is Tasteful and Toxic on Wednesdays at 8 a.m. VK Career Conversations on the first and third Monday at 8 a.m. And then we have Closing a Dream every Tuesday at 11 a.m. and Power Hour every Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. And now Journeys and Ambitions every Friday at 11 a.m.
Amen.
Along with our radio station, we also do some advertising. You can
Yes.
promote either your business on either our radio station or our radio show. For any inquiries for that, just email info@lvwithval.com, or you can call us at 832-913-1359.
Do we have something to give them an example of someone that is also advertising their business?
Yeah, I can play y'all an ad.
Yeah, let's make that
Yeah.
real quick. And then
So, you're a small business and you can't seem to grow an online presence.
You don't have the time, creating content isn't your strong suit, and editing is a headache.
Well, that's where we come in. I'm Trey,
And I'm Logan,
and
and
we're
that kind of media.
We're social media marketers for small business owners looking to grow their online presence.
We can record, create, and edit all your content.
So if you're looking for someone that can manage your social accounts,
Develop a strategy,
create content, and increase engagement,
then visit our website at thatkindofmedia.com.
and book a consultation today.
That's on the Love and Victory show.
With
Well, hundreds and thousands of viewers there every Saturday
keep
morning.
on pushing. Keep on pushing. All righty, we're gonna jump back in. What's going on, Anna?
We're doing Q&A section.
Okay, let's go for it.
All right.
Before we start the Q&A, I just want to take an opportunity to thank the people for staying into the show. I hope you enjoyed the conversation that took place on the show.
We're getting ready
and
to-
we're finna go into some of the Q&A about how you guys
No,
feel about the show.
yeah, we're gonna keep it going because they put their questions out here.
But I said that because time goes so fast.
Yeah.
I know. We hate
All
that.
right.
Okay.
The first question we have is from Neville from YouTube. Taking control on someone and losing control on yourself for doing that. How can? Okay. I don't
Taking
understand that
control. Go back
question.
to it. Go back to it.
Taking control on someone
someone,
and losing control on yourself for
doing that. Okay.
That's a good.
How
That's
to
a good.
feel. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I like that.
That's a statement and a question.
Yes.
Another question from John. Have you ever tried to control yourself or someone, but just lose the control instead?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, John. Yes. You're trying. Yes, 100%. I have been that person.
Another Rosemary YouTube. Have you guys ever faced any situation where someone tried to take control of you or your life?
Whoa. Oh my.
Oh, Rosemary, you always come with some profound questions or
But
statements.
that is a good
That's a
question
very-
because people do try to take
Yes.
control of your life.
Yes.
By saying different things,
Are doing.
controlling, gesturing,
Yes.
different things in your life. So
Yes.
you have to be careful around what people say around you too.
Yeah.
Yes. And so on our poll, actually on YouTube, we had a poll going where we asked, are you taking control, losing control? Are you doing both, or you don't know how to take control?
Mhm.
A lot of people answered, I'm taking control, which is good. But a lot of people answered that they don't know how to take control or that they are losing control. Why do you guys have tips for those people who are losing control and who don't know how to take control?
I'm gonna turn that to
That's
Coach. Come on,
good.
Coach.
I'll start with the losing control first.
Mm-hmm.
As I said earlier, the lack of control is rooted in fear.
Fear.
And so we have to identify the root of why we are not in control.
Mm-hmm.
Did it go back to our childhood? What seed was planted that we watered with fear over the years?
Mhm.
So I would tell whoever that's in that place where they are losing control is to pause.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with taking a brief pause or reset as much as you need to say, man, all of the chaos, because we can't operate in chaos.
Can't.
Right.
You can't live your life in chaos. So if you're a person that's constantly losing control, you have to like intentionally stop.
Mm-hmm.
It's an intentional act of just pausing and saying, like, what about you have to analyze the situation, take yourself out of it as if you're not even in it, and analyze, like, man, what is it about this situation? What was the trigger?
Mm-hmm.
What happened? And so that you can pick it apart. Because we try to heal everything in one big, I guess,
Swipe.
swipe, as you
Yeah.
said. I couldn't find the word. But healing is like peeling back the layers of an onion. One by one, you get to each layer.
Mm-hmm.
Or like unpacking your suitcase. You unpack your suitcase little by little, but you really should unpack it when you come back from your vacation.
That's actually one of my biggest. It's I always have to unpack my suitcase when I come back, but even unpacking my suitcase when I return back home is also a huge task.
It is.
But I am conditioned because I want to kind of let that go and get into where I'm at now in my present. So it's also a mind thing of why I have to unpack, because if it's still packed there, I feel as if I'm still in that place of where I just came from.
Mhm.
I think sometimes with control, holding on does hurt you more than
Yes.
just letting it go.
Yes.
And if we learn, I keep talking about fear, but fear is false evidence appearing real.
Yeah.
And we continue to sit on it and we think that it's real, but you have to challenge the fear. You have to
Yes.
step to the fear, like, what's up?
Come on now.
You want to fight or what?
Oh, what were we doing?
We have to stand up to the fear instead of backing down, allowing the enemy to overpower us. We stay in a cycle of lost control because we're not fighting back.
Mm-hmm.
But let me tell y'all, you can get your power back. You just have to be intentional about it.
Yes.
And you can.
And I think I love this. I think it's also so important when you recognize that trigger is there, then, because sometimes you're in it and you don't even see it going. But when you recognize it, like you said, breathe, step back. And the people have to respect that when you're doing that, so that they know that it's not that you're stepping back from them. You know that something just triggered you. And this is not going to be a good outcome. So allow that person's space to just kind of work their way through the process.
Yeah, ask yourself, what is it that I'm afraid of?
Yes.
That's a really hard question. Don't sugarcoat it. Just, what am I afraid of?
Why do I go there?
Yeah.
I know that.
Kind of like ask yourself, why am I not taking control on this?
Yeah. I'm gonna ask Alyia on that. Well, answering that same question. The percentage of people that are still losing control.
So I feel like it's very important to take a mental detox. So for me, if I ever feel like I'm losing control or I feel like things are becoming uneasy in my life, like you said, I kind of disappear, or like some people say ghost.
Yeah.
And it's not personal. I just have to mentally get myself in a position where I can rear my mind back in. So everybody loses control at some point in their life.
Yes.
That's the truth of the matter. It's just about getting yourself to the point where you can take your break, your mental break, step back. It could be between you and God, you and the situation, however you deal with things, and then come back in a way that's healthy, that you're prepared.
I think the one thing that is so important is not to feel guilty.
Right.
When that
because we're all human.
Right. When that triggers up.
Yeah.
You see it, you recognize it, you see it, but now you need to put some action behind it. You recognize it. When it happens, I'm not going to be ashamed that it happened, because that's also a part of the devil wanting you to, see, you failed again. Well, no, I recognize I was triggered. I made a mistake. And now I'm conscious I'm going to work through this again.
Yeah.
So when you recognize the trigger, do you have to act upon the trigger when you?
I'm gonna go there.
We're
on the same
yes.
I was gonna say the way that you respond to the trigger is what matters.
Yes.
Like that's the biggest component, the way that we're responding to it, because a lot of people think that, I'm angry, so I'm gonna punch the wall.
Yeah.
Right.
Anger is secondary.
That's secondary.
So the first thing shouldn't be, I want to punch the wall.
Right.
Man, what made me angry?
Yes.
Underneath the anger could be disappointment.
Yes.
Or anything.
Yes.
So the way that we're responding when we're in
the moment,
it matters.
Wow.
It really matters.
When I tell you guys, we need to have a part 2 of this show, because we didn't have half enough time to really get through this. This was amazing. We got to wrap this thing up. I mean, golly, we only have 4 minutes for final comments. Okay. I think, oh my God. I'm sorry, guys. I know there are more comments out there. I know there was more questions, just statements. I love the feedback. I love how you guys were so engaged with the show, which lets me know that we're continuing to do what God has set us out to do. But with that, I'm going to turn to these fantastic co-host guests. Y'all part of the co-host crew. I don't even like to say guests. Y'all co-hosting this show with us. Bria, Coach Bria, tell us what your take on the show is and what you want to leave the people with.
When I love this show, on our break, I said it's very authentic here. I can just be real. I don't have to sugarcoat anything. It's just me. Yeah. I can be me. What would I leave the people with? Is to get to the root of why you are either losing control or why you feel like you are always having to be in control. There is a reason why. And I said it before, that it's rooted in fear. So what are you afraid of? Unpack what you're afraid of. Because I know that carrying that load is heavy. So it takes for you to be intentional about unpacking. Like, get the rocks out your backpack and start unpacking and get to the root.
Girl, that's good.
That's what I leave y'all with.
All righty. And right back at you. Same question.
As a top fan.
God. She has to let all y'all know. All y'all should. Look, she's saying she is a top Carter Crew fan. She's letting all y'all know. I'm gonna see if anybody else think they're a top fan.
I would say based off this conversation, of course, like Coach Bree said, it's very authentic. I love that we can be candid with each other, and we're all human. Like I continue to say, I would just say it's okay to take a mental break and reel yourself back in. I try not to react in the moment. It's easier said than done. But I would just say, instead of worrying about losing or gaining control, just take a break. Everybody needs a mental break, whether it's just sitting at home, turning your phone off and just watching TV, or if it's a vacation, anything, or it could just be you praying to the Lord. Just take a break for yourself to figure out how you want to deal with things going forward.
Oh, fantastic. And with that being said, Brother Carter, actually, before I go to Brother Carter, Anna, what did you get out of this show today, and what do you want to leave the people with?
Oh, wow. I love these conversations because these are so, I want to say that you have to reflect. You have to reflect on how you're really acting in your life. Are you really taking control of the necessaries, or are you letting everything flow? Right. I liked everything, and definitely we need a part 2.
Yeah,
definitely.
I agree. Okay, then. And Abby.
I think these conversations always speak to me. I always feel like we're talking to me at some point. I'm like, how do y'all know my business? I often call myself a control freak. So this was really important for me to kind of hear and realize I'm not alone in that. I think I'm surrounded by people who are similar to me, but that there is a good way to find a balance in that.
I think that's great. And of course, Brother Carter.
The best co-host in the world, huh?
The best. It gets no better. It gets no better.
So my last remark would be try not to lose control while gaining control. What you mean by that, Brother Carter? Brother Carter, I'm glad you asked. So often we can try to have control over things outside of ourselves. And when we don't feel like we have control outside of ourselves, we lose personal control of our own selves. So be careful not to lose control of yourself while trying to gain control outside of yourself.
Oh, I love that.
If that makes sense.
Brother Carter, that was serious.
Mic drop.
That was a mic drop right there. I love that.
That's a glass.
Can't drop the mic. They cost too much.
Well, I would love to leave the people with this. The only person that you can be in control of is yourself. Right. But check what you're trying to control. And as Coach Bree said, look at what that fear is. That's what we need to start pulling back. What are you afraid of? And deal with that. And take time for yourself. It's okay. It's okay to just kind of shut things off, because don't react in the moment. And remember that you are important, and take it one day at a time. And I want to tell you guys, as always, the Love and Victory Show with Val is one of the baddest shows out there. Continue to tune in. You can catch us every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Abigail, how can they find us?
They can find us on all platforms at LV with Val.
All righty then.
All platforms. Download the LV with Val app, lvwithval.com, at LV with Val.
All righty then. Can everybody look at the camera and tell the people goodbye until next Saturday?
Take a deep breath and gain control.